Hi, I'm Kelly Forshaw with Red Touch Media and I am joined with LA Galaxy's Steven Gerrard. Steven, you've been here for 2 months now. Do you feel like you're settling in to Los Angeles?
Yeah, definitely. I'm finding my way around and visiting a lot of places, but I think the settling in period was helped by obviously all the people at LA Galaxy. My teammates, the staff have been fantastic with me, and I had a house to move into straight away, so that also helped the process. But myself and my family are very happy and enjoying our life out here.
What is your biggest surprise about coming out here?
Yeah, just the time difference really. Obviously speaking to people back home I have to do it first thing of the morning, because usually when I come out to training everyone's in bed back home, so it's just adjusting to not really being in touch with the UK very much. So that was the biggest adaptation. Everything else has been pretty much straightforward. Obviously the climate's a lot different. Playing in different difficult conditions has been quite tough, but yeah, I've managed to do it, quite successfully.
Have you had any difficulties with people, the locals, understanding your accent?
No, but when I do certain interviews, I've got to try and, slow the accent down a little bit, or maybe use certain words that they're going to catch on to, because they have, even though they speak the same language, they have different words for different things, so I have to adapt to that in certain situations.
You don't have to do it with me, so it's fine.
No, you understand me perfect.
Yeah, I've had a problem with when I say water, people don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, water?
Yeah. No, let's say there's certain words you'd have to sort of slow down or maybe repeat, but the majority of the language is, the same.
And it must be so nice to have a new experience with your wife and your kids. What have you been sort of doing with your time when you're not training or playing?
Well, away from the games, and I've got some free time, some days off. I've been obviously treating the girls that are on holiday over here, so I've been taking them to fairgrounds and to the beach and walking around parks and just doing stuff that I found really difficult to do in Liverpool. So that's been a nice, refreshing difference since we've been here. But the girls are going back to the UK soon to do school, so I'm alone, and it gives me a little bit more time to go and do a few things alone.
Cool. And obviously LA is famous for its celebrities, its A-listers. Have you found yourself starstruck at any point?
Not really. I'm not really one of the people that looks for celebrities and becomes starstruck really. I've bumped into a few or been in the same places, some big celebrities. I've seen Ben Affleck and Megan Fox, and I've seen a few of the Kardashians, so I've seen some big names, but the kids and Alex maybe a little bit more than me, but it's one of them places, wherever you go you can bump into an A-list celebrity, which is obviously very nice, but being a Z-lister myself, it doesn't really matter.
Are you loving life as a Z-lister?
Definitely. I go around 99% of the time, no one knows who I am, which is nice. I can go virtually any place I want, and I can be left alone and get a bit of peace and quiet.
Nice. Major League Soccer is obviously it's a young league, but it's grown significantly and it's got a tremendous following. Do you think there's anything that English football can learn from Major League Soccer, in particular, that they do really well?
I wouldn't say so. I think it's more the MLS trying to catch up to the Premier League. I think we're very lucky in the UK to have probably the best league in the world, and I think the MLS is new. It is growing rapidly, and I think it's striving to reach the levels of the Premier League, and hopefully one day it will get there. I think David Beckham played a major role in coming out here and putting the MLS on the map, if you like, and the likes of myself, Frank, Pirlo, Villa, we're all just trying to add our little touch to it as well, because it's a special league. The clubs are very well run. It's a good standard, and it's a very professional league, and it's a great brand throughout the world, and I'm sure it's going to keep getting stronger and stronger.
Something I found really interesting that you said recently was when you were speaking with the academy about you wished you'd had more of an education or maybe learned a second language. Is that something you've sort of reflected on recently?
Yeah, I think since I've got a bit older and also work with certain managers that can speak, numerous languages, I've got aspirations of moving into coaching, and I think nowadays you're obviously working around foreign players, and I just feel as if I wasted a lot of time during my school hours, and I only really had one sole focus, which is football, which is quite shallow and naive really. So my message to the youngsters was to always, work hard in school and always have something to fall back on, or get another language as well, because it can help you in any walk of life.
Can't you get one of the Santos or someone to teach you?
Well, I'm still learning. I've worked with quite a few Spanish players, so I know the basics. But I think maybe further down the line it is something I would like to brush up on and get a lot stronger at, because as I say, it can be very helpful, especially if you want to stay involved in football.
Definitely. And something that everyone at Galaxy's praised you for is like your leadership and your help with younger players, like their development. Is that something that you like enjoy?
Yeah, definitely, and it's something that the manager, Bruce Arena, and Chris Klein, who I spoke to before I made the move, they were very keen on me coming in and playing a leading role, helping me. We have got a young squad of talented players, and we've got an academy and a second team in place now, and they need guidance, they need help, and I've been around the block and got quite a bit of experience, so it is nice to pass on some knowledge, and it is one of the responsibilities I've got here.
And obviously you're just beginning this chapter at Galaxy, but looking forward to the future. You've mentioned coaching is something that you do want to go into.
Yeah, well, I'm on the coaching ladder now. I've passed my UEFA C licence and my UEFA B licence, and once the challenge is complete here, I'd like to get my teeth into the A licence and get that step closer to being qualified. It is something that I enjoy, the coaching side of it. But I do favour more on the managerial side, where I stand at the moment. But you have to be good enough for them roles. You don't just go into them roles because you played for Liverpool or England or you're Steven Gerrard. You've got to be good enough and feel as if you can contribute and actually improve a team and a squad of players. So there's a lot of things and a lot of improving to do before I step into that role.
But would that be the end goal, do you think, the big ambition?
It'd be a nice goal, and it is an ambition at the moment. But as I say, there's a long way to go. But it is something I've got my eye on and something that I'm dreaming about at the moment.
And lastly, is there anything that you miss about the UK that you didn't necessarily think you would miss?
Little bits of food. I miss me Costas of a morning. The biggest thing that I miss is my friends and family and everyone at Liverpool Football Club, really. I was there for a long time, and I've been going into Melwood since I left school at 16. When that finishes, it's tough to take, and I do miss a lot about the city and that. But as I say, there's no other better place to come and work than LA. It's an unbelievable city, a lot to do, and keeps me pretty occupied, so I'm not thinking about home too much.
Yeah. And the weather helps as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. As you say, just puts you in a good frame of mind and makes you feel really positive. If you can work and enjoy your life with a bit of sun on your back, it's always a bonus.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for speaking to us, and just good luck with the future.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Stephen. I'm Kelly Forshaw with Red Touch Media. Thanks for watching.